whispered logic puzzles. Thank you for joining me. I'm Andrea, and I'm going to play through a few levels of Real Kakuro. Start with level 6. Okay. A 16 is made up of 7 and 9. So, with an 8 being over here, I know the 7 has to be here. Then we'll put a 9 here. And then to make the 8, there's a 7 and a 1. And to make the 3 is a 1 and a 2. Over here, this 16, that's 2 digits, is also a 7 and a 9. Since there's already a 9 in the row, this is a 7, and this is a 9. And then I see this 24. When 24 has 3 digits, it's made up of 7, 8, and 9. Since this row already has a 9 and a 7, this will be an 8. Then up here, I can have either a 7 or a 9, which will work because in this one I can either have a 1 or a 3. So a 3 and a 7 would make 10, and a 9 and a 1 would make 10. So again, 1 and 3, because that makes 4. A 6, when it's 3 digits, is made up of 1, 2, and 3. There's already a 2. So this will be either a 1 or a 3. Okay. Again, the 24 is made up of 7, 8, or 9. But if I have the 9 here, I can't put anything here. I already have the 8, so I know this is the 7, which makes this the 9. And that makes this a 1. And this one's a 3. And this is a 1. And now the 9 is made up of 7 and 2. And to get the 6, there's 1, 2, and 3. Now to make a 12 would be 3 and 9. And the 2 digits to make 17 are 9 and 8. And 11 would be made of 8 and 3. 6 is made up of 1, 2, and 3. In this row, 4 is made up of 1 and 3. There's already a 3 in this column, so this is the 1. That makes this a 3. And then in this column, this will be a 1. And then in this column, I've got 6 off 1, 2, and 3. So the 2 is right there. So to make this 12, I already have a 2 and a 1. Then we'll put the 9 right here. And then for 17, that's made up of 9, or 16, I'm sorry, is made up of 9 and 7. And here's another 16 made up of 9 and 7. So this is the 9, because I've already used a 7 in this row. There's the 7. To make an 8 is 7 and 1. And to make a 4 is 1 and 3. And then this column is a 4 also, which is 1 and 3. But I already got a 3 in this row. So this is a 1. Here's a 3. And to make the 9 is 3 and 6. Okay. 23 is, when it's 3 digits, is made up of 6, 8, and 9. This row already has a 9, so this is an 8. And here's the 9. And then to make 11 is 9 and 2. Okay, this row right now, the 9, 8, and 7 make 24. Plus 3 is 27. Plus 1 is 28. is 1, 2, and 3. I've already used the 1. So 2 and 3 will be in these two. This is a 12 though. So if I put a 2 here, I would need a 10. I can't. So I'll put a 3. And then this will be the 2. And 3 and 9 make 12. And 17 is made up of 9 and 8. And there we go. Okay, let's do level 7. Okay, so the 16 is made up of 7 and 9. The 23 is made up of 6, 8, 9. 17 is 8 and 9. 30, when it's 4 digits, is 9, 8, 7, and 6. So to get the 6 for the 23, I can't do it in this column or this column. So it'll be right here. And then in this column, since 16 is 7 and 9, I know there's not a 7 in 23, so this is the 9. And this is a 7. And 17 is made of 8 and 9. In this row, I already have the 9, so I'll put an 8 right here. And a 9 right here. And in this column, I've got a 3, which is made up of 1 and 2. In this row, there's a 4, which is made up of 1 and 3. They both have a 1, so I'll put that right here. And then I'll put the 2 for the 3 right there. And the 3 for the 4. And here's another 4, which is made up of 1 and 3. Okay, in this row, 9 and 7, which makes 16. 17, 18, 19. So what I've got left is 8. So we'll put the 8 right here. And then 30, when it's 4 digits, is made up of 9, 8, 7, 6. So this is either 7 or 9 here, as is this. Okay, we'll switch spots. Let's look over here. This 9, the 3 is made up of 1 and 2. This 16 is made up of 7 and 9. Can't be a 9 here, because that's the total of this row. So the 7 is right here. And 9 is right there. 7 plus 2 make 9. And 2 plus 1 make 3. And since there's a 9 in this row, now I know this is a 7. And this is a 9. And then this row is 23. The 9 plus 1 makes 10. Plus 7 makes 17. That would be another 6 to make 23. Okay, the 16 in this column is made up of 7 and 9. There's already a 9 in this row. So I'll put a 7 right there, and then the 9 right here. And to make it an 11, there's a 9 and 2. So I'll put the 2 right there. Okay, and the 30 here, again it's 4 digits. So it'll be 6, 7, 8, or 9. If you look at this spot, there's already a 6. There's already a 7. There's already a 9. I'm missing the 8. And the 17 here is made of 8 and 9. So right here, this can't be an 8 because there's already 1, so I'll put the 9. And then we'll make an 8 over here. And then this column is also 17, so 8 and 9. And then look back at this column of 30. 6, 7, 8, and 9, so we'll put the 7 right there. And now this row, 9, 8, 7 is 24, plus 1 to make 25. 10 when made of 4 digits is 1, 2, 3, and 4. there's a 7 and a 9. So this could be 6 or 8. Okay, so this is 16. So we need 9 more to get to 25. You can't do it with the 8 because it's not a 1 over here, so this is a 6. And that would make this one a 3. And here we now have a 4. Okay. Let's see. 4 is made of both 1 and 3. 11. If this is a 1, this would need to be a 10, and it can't be, so this will be a 3 and a 1. And then 3 plus 8 makes 11. And 17 is made up of 8 and 9. Now we look at this row. 9 and 1 makes 10, plus 4 makes 14. So we need another 8 to make 22. So we'll put that right there. And the 30 from this column is made up of 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this could be either 7 or 9, as could this one. And a 17 when it's 2 digits is 8 and 9. So we'll do that right here. And I just was noticing something. So this row is 17, but it's 3 digits. So what would happen if I made this a 9? Well, the only option here would be 8, and I would already have 17 in just these 2 digits. So this is not a 9, this is a 7. And then this is a 9. This one's 8. And here we have a 9. So 9 plus 7 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. And the 4 is made up of 1 and 3, so I'll put the 3 right here. Then this column has a 4, which again is 1 and 3. In this row I have the 3, so I'll put a 1 here. And a 3. And this row is 4, is a 3 and a 1. So I'll put 1 right there. And 3 is made up of 1 and 2. So I'll put the 2 right there. Alright, let's go ahead and do level 8. This row, 4 is made up of 1 and 3. 3 is made up of 1 and 2. They both have 1 in common. So 1 and 2 for the 3. And 1 and 3 for the 4. When you have 11 in 4 digits, it's 1, 2, 3, and 5. Also, let's go here. This 3 is made up of 1 and 2. And again, a 4 made up of 1 and 3. They have the 1 in common. And then 3 for the 4. And 2 for the 3. And then, so I know that for the 11, I still need a 1 and a 5. But I'm looking at the 7 now. It's 2 digits. And 1 this row. This has to be 9. So if this is a 9, it won't work. If it's an 8, it won't work. If this is 7, it won't work. So this has to be the 6. And then this would be a 1 and this a 2. Because that would equal 9 in these 3 digits. So if this is a 1, then this is 3. And if this is 2, this is 1. Now the 8 is made up of 1 and 7. Okay. So 6, 7. Now this could be either 8 or 9. And this could be 8 or 9. Also, a 17 and 2 digits is made up of 8 or 9. So this is 8 or 9. And in this column again it's 17, so 8 or 9. Now if this is 9, then to get this 12 we'd have a 3. If this is 8, to get this 12 we'd have a 4. So this is 3 or 4, which works in with the 10 because a 10 and 4 digits is made up of 1, 2, 3, and 4. This 4 is made up of 1 and 3. So put 1 or 3 there and 1 or 3 there. And in this column it's made up of 1 and 3 also. This column of 4 is also made up of 1 and 3. Okay, so to make the 5, if this is 3, this will be 2. And if this is 1, then this will be 4. And this last one is either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now in this row, we're going for 14, actually 13. I'm going to actually look up here at the 16. This will make more sense here. 7 and 9. But let's see if this is a 9. Then these 3 digits would have to equal 4, and they can't. So this is a 7, and this is a 9. And then these 3 digits have to equal 6, which means this can't be a 4, because it's 1, 2, or 3. Well, this is 1 or 3. This is 1 or 3, so this is a 2. Since this is 2 or 4, I now know this is 4. And to make this 5, this is 1. To make this 4, this is the 3. And to make this 13, this is a 1. To make this 4, this is a 3. To make this 4, this is a 1. To make this 10, I've got 1, 2, 4, so I need a 3. To make the 12, I've got 3 and 9. To make this 17, I've got 9 and 8. To make this 17, I've got 8 and 9. To make this 30, I've got 6, 7, 9, and 8. Up here, the 3 is made up of 1 and 2. If I put a 1 here, then this would have to be a 10 to make 11. So this is 2. And this is 1. Then in this row, this is 2 and a 9. And this column, got 9 and 7. Okay, we'll come back over here. 4 is made up of 1 and 3. And again, 1 and 3. This column is 4, so this is also 1 and 3. This column since this is a 3, I now know this is a 1, and that this is a 3. And in this column, there's a 1, and this needs to be a 2. And now to this 11, which is 1, 2, 3, and 5. That makes us a 1. This column 4 is made up of 1 and 3. I've already got a 1 in this row, so this will be a 3 and a 1. To make a 10 is 1 and 9. To make 17 or 16, I'm sorry, is 7 and 9. Well, how about we do one more? Okay, 16 is made up of 7 and 9. 17 is made up of 8 and 9. They have a 9 in common. So that's a 9. Then to make 16, I know this is a 7. In this column to make 17, I know this is an 8. In this column to make 16, I've got 7 and 9. Okay. This column to make 23 will be 9, 8, and 6. So this second one, I've got a 9 and an 8. So this has to be a 6. And then for this row, it equals 9. So this can't be a 9, so this is the 8. That makes this the 9. Then to make the 9, this will be 8 and 1. To make this 3, this will be 1 and 2. So now in this row, 9 and 8 is 17. Then this is 23, 24, 25. So I need to get 5 more. A 4 is made up of 1 or 3. And that means that this could be 2 or 4. There's already a 2 in this row. So this one will be 4, which means this has to be the 1. Turns this into 3. And to make a 9, the 11, I'll have 9 and 2. And 3 digits to make 7 is 1, 2, and 4. And then to make the 4 is 1 and 3. And the 4 for this column, I've got the 3 and 1. And the 3 for this row is 1 and 2. This row is also 3, which is 1 and 2, so that puts a 1 right there. Makes this a 2. Then this column is 3, so 2 and 1. And again, this column is a 7, which is 1, 2, and 4. Okay, we're making 13 in this row. We already have a 4 and a 1, which means this is going to be 8. And then to make 17, I have 8 and 9. Okay, so the 4 is made up of 1 and 3. The 3 is made up of 1 and 2. They share the 1. So put the 1 there. There are 2 here to make 3. And a 3 here to make 4. A 7 would be made up of 1, 2, and 4. So this can be 1 or 4. That would mean that this was 1 or 4. If this is 1, then to make the 10, this would be a 9. If this is 4, then to make the 10, this would be a 6. But now let's look in this column because 24 is made up of 7, 8, or 9. So now I know that's a 9, which makes this a 1. It makes this a 4. And now this could be a 7 or an 8. But up here in this row, 16 is made up of 7 and 9. I've already got a 9 in this column. So here's the 7. I'll put the 9 there. That makes this one right here an 8. Then this column is 16, which is made up of 7 or 9, but in this row this is 7. Then for this column, this is 9. Then to make the 10, I have 9 and 1. To make the 3, I have 1 and 2. This column, to make 16, I have 9 and 7. And in this row, to make 16, I have 7 and 9. This row is 20. I've already got 3, so in these next 2 spots, I need to add up to 17. 17 in 2 digits is made up of 8 and 9. The 16 is made up of 7 and 9. They have the 9 in common. Put the 9 right there, and then the 8 to help make the 20. And down here, the 7 to help make 16. And in this row, 13 is made up of 7 and 6. So there we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop there. But thank you for joining.